Susan Cain said, "Everyone shines given the right lighting. The journey may not be easy, but it's going to be worth it." And I want to share this lovely quote with all of you, something that I personally absolutely love. Be a stiletto in a room full of flats. Now go on out there and walk tall, hold your head up high, and take over that stage. Welcome to the Resilience 30 Women Awards 2022 by Hapa and Shanghai Media on Hapa TV. I'm Jennifer Ong, and my next guest is the founder of Jari Spa, an award-winning wellness center in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, established in 2005. She is very passionate about women empowerment and spends most of her time in community work in Sabah. Her belief in giving women opportunities took her path in setting up a spa academy in 2012. Her spa business was paralyzed, unfortunately, by the recent COVID-19 pandemic, but this amazing woman has never given up. Let's welcome Datin Jeanette Tembakau, the founder of Jari Spa, to share with us her journey of how she fought through the pandemic, not just for her business, but also for the spa industry in Malaysia. Hi, Datin, welcome to Hapa TV.
Thank you, Jennifer, for inviting me today.
Yes, and I heard you flew in especially for this interview from Sabah, and you arrived yesterday, isn't it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I arrived yesterday, but it was a very, very long day because my flight was rescheduled. Right. And it took me about 8 hours to be at the airport and arrive finally.
Yes, because now, with the spa border, with the borders opening, how has it been for the spa industry?
Basically, actually, we were very, very lucky because we were open last October. And the business actually was very overwhelming as well, because I think being people locked down for so long, right, for 2 years, and they were just desperately just want to get out of the house, and they just want to do, massages and all the treatments and all that. So our business was good since we reopened, actually.
But is there an issue with, there's an issue of manpower, right? So hospitality, spa, and I think basically a lot of industries has issue with manpower because a lot of staff have gone home. How has it been for the spa industry in terms of getting overwhelming business, but not enough staff?
I know, that's the biggest challenge now for any industry for that matter, not only the spa industry, right? Definitely in the industry, there's a big shortage of manpower. A lot of spas are crying for human resource, for staff. But luckily, I was very lucky because most of my staff stay with me, and none of them have resigned. So I was very blessed that I have enough staff in my spa in KK.
Right. And talking about that your team was with you all the way in 2 years. Now, we all know the spa industry was the last to open. Oh, no, second last. Entertainment was the last. So spa industry was almost the last to open. So, and yesterday I was with Suen, and she said, oh yeah, the spa industry was 60% of the time we were being locked down, right?
That's true.
How was it like for you, Jari Spa? I mean, what was in your mind, Datin, and what did you have to go through during the 2 years of the pandemic?
Well, I must say it was very, very challenging, especially when we first started with the MCO in March 2020, right? It came in so sudden, and all of us was just stunned, really, really stunned, and really, really didn't know what to do. But being an entrepreneur ourselves, I think it's important for us to stay focused, to stay resilient, and to really assess the mental toughness that we have to go through. We have to feel the emotional pain and suffering first, and before we really see what we can do. And I think it's very important that we have to adapt, we have to be flexible, and we need outside resources to help us to stay focused. Right. I think that's very important because once you're in that situation, sometimes your mind can go blank, and a lot of people went into mental depression and didn't know what to do, feel so helpless, with all the adversity of challenges that we went through. But I was very, very blessed, I would say, because for me, it's very important to have something to fall back, what we learned over the years, as an entrepreneur. Right. So I have these very protective factors that come into play when things happen like that. So I stay focused. Very important that we must have the social network that we have, in terms of within the family or friends or other organization that we have, with that helps us as well at the same time.
The support system.
The support
has to be
system,
there, right?
yeah, correct.
But how did you cope when, I mean, you experienced zero income, right?
Yeah.
And for how long were you experiencing zero income?
I think more than 16 months out of 24 months.
Wow, first time in history.
Yeah.
I think first time in history for every entrepreneur to have a zero income. So during that time, where funds were running low, bank accounts was depleting, I'm sure it causes a lot of stress, right, mentally and stuff like that. What was it like for you?
Okay, for me, when
and
I
your team
go
stayed
through
with you,
they stay with you,
to pay salary.
Yes, that's right. We have to pay the salary. We have to pay the rental. I think, but what I learned through that process was our negotiation skills in one way, because I have to negotiate with all our owners of our centers and all that to come to terms, to help each other. So that's why I say the support system is very important. If you have built a very good relationship with all the people around you, I think it's easier that way because they will also understand, from their point of view, and we also need their help as well. So we have to really go down and plead for, negotiation and all that. And thank God we managed to do that. There are certain months that when there's no business, the owner was very kind, to allow us not to pay the rental, for example. And then, of course, we have the bank moratorium, right? That also helps. And of course, we also must thank our government. They have the wage subsidy as well. That also helped a little bit. So a bit of everything.
A bit of everything, right? And so true, so true. It's always a support system, right? Whether it's in business or a family, or in marriage, or whatever it may be, it's always a support system of how strong. So that tells us, or tells me, that you have actually over the years built a very strong bond, a very strong relationship with all parties, right?
Yeah, I think the resourcefulness is very important as well. So once you build that, you have the outer resources to help us or helping each other, then that makes it important.
Right. And Datin Jeanette has a very special role, right? Also, not just in her business. She wears two hats. So she has her own business, she has her spa academy, and she's also the president of M-Spa.
Past president. You mean the past president now?
Yeah, but she was like, is so involved supporting the industry, I remember, because we had some interviews. So how has it been for you, to be juggling both sides, where you're there to fight for the business and you're also there to fight for the spa industry.
I know.
How was that like? I mean, what was your experience?
Yeah, to me, I feel that yes, it was a big struggle actually, because not only thinking for ourselves, our own business, but also we have to think for other people as well to help them, right? Especially when I was holding the post of the president of the Association of Malaysian Spa. We have 300 members every day in our WhatsApp chat group, pleading for help, trying to brainstorm what needs to be done, what can be done. And every day, constantly, we were on WhatsApp, trying to calm our members down, and build many conversations, how to help the industry and all that. But luckily, we were also, like I say, support system is so important. Luckily, we have formed many groups, of other organizations where they also come in to help, and all that. So that's what keep us, our insanity at stop.
Maintaining that sanity is so important, isn't it?
Right.
So, and right? Okay, so Datin Jeanette, the reason why we're doing these awards is really to recognize women with strength, with courage, resilient, basically. What is it that your experience, especially in the last 2 years, how can you connect that journey of yours to what resilience really means? And what would your advice be to women out there who's listening in, how to stay resilient and how do you connect it with your journey?
To me, right, developing resilience is very complex and personal, very complex, both complex and personal. And we have to really learn to be adaptable, flexible, agile at the same time. And it's just like, like for example, resilience is not about like trampoline where you jump up, you go down at that moment and then you rise up. But for me, in those time of challenging moments, right, it's just like climbing a mountain. I always look at myself like when I'm climbing a Mount Kinabalu, okay? Climbing a mountain without a proper trail mat, So it really requires your time, your strength, and help from other people beside yourself. And then you keep going and moving forward. So at the end of the day, when you reach to the top of the mountain, you look down, then you realize that, wow, this is how far I come about, So that's what resilience is all about. Really, really take up a lot of energy, a lot of time, and most important thing, outside resources, social support.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the metaphor.
Yeah.
I really love the metaphor of associating resilience with climbing the mountain, Mount Kinabalu, for example. Yes, okay, so thank you so much, Datin Jeanette, for sharing. That was lovely. I mean, I learned so much just in this 10 minutes. And, I wish you all the best. And, we will continue to support the spa industry. And, definitely we'll see you very, very soon.
Yeah.
Right? So thank
I
you.
have something to add on before we close.
Sure.
I think for women, right, resilience is very important because a woman like us, right, we need to practice really, really solid values, right? We need to ooze with deep compassion and empathy and lead by heart, because I do a lot of women empowerment in Sabah as well as in many places. So to me, I believe that being a woman, we need to be not just resilient, but also we need to have this attitude, that we are the CEO of our own assistant, Basically, we need to be a leader ourselves. We are a mother, a wife, a sister, or even a grandmother, right? But at the same time, we need to be a powerhouse, basically a powerhouse of our own.
Yes, I think that's very true, Datin, very true. To be your own powerhouse, right? And I like to associate that with what I personally call champion. And, to be your own champion and also to be your own cheerleader. I think that's very important because with that, you definitely will be able to generate the energy from inside and power from inside, right?
All right.
Yes, so lovely. I love it. I know my mind already, I'm looking at myself climbing Mount Kinabalu, having that resourcefulness, having that energy. Oh, I so love it. So I hope Datin Jeanette's story has inspired you as much as it has for me. So yes, do spot the opportunity, take action, have your inner power and all the resources and support system in place so that you can continue to pursue your dreams. So thank you, Datin Jeanette. Thank you so much.
You.
Follow us on Hapa TV Facebook for more empowering stories from some of the most amazing women in Malaysia. See you at our next episode.